Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. You are in the right place, in the right time, in the right frame of mind. It's time for the main viewer. Welcome to our show. We're going to talk about all the Star Trek news of the week, including, but not limited to, probably, Michelle Yeoh talking about prepping for Star Trek Section 31. It's finally happening. We also have something to talk about with the Star Trek Awards show, the 2024 Lappy Awards. There's voting going on there right now, but is it ending tonight? Is it too late to vote? Had you not cast that vote? What else is in the news? Ethan Peck is in the news talking about Spock and Strange New World Season 3. Everybody's going nuts for Strange New World Season 3. They're like, when is it? When is it? When is it? And people are like, it's not going to be for a while. You might as well just enjoy the holidays. Just take a break. It's certainly not going to be this year, but it might not even be next year. So start asking in January. It'll feel closer.
Yeah.
Rod Roddenberry finally releases a statement on the rediscovery of the lost Enterprise model. So we got an update on that. This is going to be very interesting. John Billingsley is in the news. What else? Bill Walkoff, our good friend from Strange New Worlds, writer-producer there, says some things. We've got so much stuff. We've got technology talk. It's going to be insane. We've got Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Hello, always a pleasure to be on Virtual Trek Cause the main viewer.
Yeah.
I think for just a second.
Took you by surprise there. Like a cat. You know who else likes cats? Everybody knows this one. Melissa Longo.
I do like cats. Mine is under the covers right now. So
because she doesn't like humans. Do you know who else likes cats? Jenny R. Johnson.
It's me. My cat's in a pile of paper. I can hear him rattling around.
Oh, cutie. You know who else loves cats? This guy, Ryan T. Husk.
I heard that.
You know, and Anne-Marie Seagal is here.
Exactly.
A brilliant doctor, a Trekkie MD.
Yeah. The walking exclamation point.
And others.
And friends, yeah. All right. So let's say hello to everybody in the live chat very quickly. We've got May Borello. Hello, John Davis. BL, Dave Gregory, Def Kiss 83. That sounds like a cool rockin' tune.
Ooh.
Chuck A, what's up? Stephanie Burner. Hello. Is this your burner account? Probably. Allison Leach Hyde is here as well. Hello to everybody. What's up, Faith Howell? We see all of you, One Trek fan out in Canada. And Pat B. Here in LA, we pronounce Canada Cañada.
Oh.
There's a place called La Cañada, pretty close by. But it's got that tilde. Is it called a tilde? That accent on the end?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Not to be confused with Tilda Swinton.
Right? Yeah.
I would never confuse that. I don't even know what that is. It sounds like a soda brand.
Actress.
A very good one.
Very talented.
She is talented.
All right. Muhammad's like, I didn't show up today to hear about talk of soda. Oh, that's Fridays.
I'm here to sit with awesome people. Yay!
We'll go ahead and get some real quick then. Let's see what we can do. All right. So let's get up into this. Everybody, please make sure you like this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. If you're one of those people that's like, hey, I always miss it when you guys premiere episodes or when you guys go live. If you hit that bell icon for notifications, that'll never happen again, hopefully. If you're listening in, make sure to give a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate it. And on with the show. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk about Michelle Yeoh first. Actually, Dr. Nora, would you like to get us started on this one? Michelle Yeoh talks prepping for Star Trek Section 31 movie.
Sure.
Let's just read that first bunch,
I'm
shall
happy
we?
to.
Thank you, Dr. Nora. He's got the best
You're welcome.
voice.
Is that the top? Oh, okay, that's top. Okay, awesome. Michelle Yeoh is following up on her Academy Award win from earlier this year by reprising her Star Trek Discovery role as Emperor Georgiou in a made-for-streaming movie, Star Trek Section 31. Last
Nice.
week, we reported Paramount Plus is getting ready to start shooting in January, and now the star is talking about her return to Star Trek, prepping something very special. The latest comes from Collider, who spoke to Yeoh about her upcoming Netflix series, The Brother's Son, and asked for an update on her next project. Yeoh confirmed that she has already started prepping for Section 31. Quote, I just came back from Toronto, and what does that tell you? We are definitely prepping. We are definitely going full steam ahead. And thank you. Section 31 is very special to me, and I'm so happy we're doing it. This new comment from Yeoh confirms our reporting based on industry sources that the Section 31 project, which was initially planned for production this fall but was delayed due to the double strikes, is back on track and readying for production. According to those sources, Star Trek Section 31 will begin filming on Monday, January 29th. The production is scheduled to last 6 weeks, wrapping up on March 13th. Wow, that's fast. The streaming movie was written by Craig Sweeney and is being directed by Olatunde Osunsanmi. The Section 31 movie will be shot in parallel with Season 3 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which began production last week in Toronto. Section 31 is being shot in Toronto's Pinewood Studios on the former Star Trek Discovery stages. Strange New Worlds is shot at CBS Stages Canada in Mississauga, Ontario, but both productions share some assets, including the Pixamondo AR wall stage in Toronto.
Okay.
You're
I'm like
on mute.
Oh, that's too bad. Not really. Go ahead, Dr. Anne-Marie.
Marie.
I was just gonna say that it's amazing that they know the details of like where the stages are and all that kind of stuff. I love that minutia. Great
Yeah.
article.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I knew they were going to be happening at the same time, but I'm like, are they redressing sets? Like, what are they? Yeah, so that's really
What's
cool
going on
to
with
know
the
that
AR wall? It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Love that detail.
Mhm.
So,
Very cool.
Mohammed, you commented that was a very short amount of time, right? 6 weeks. We were kind of thinking about that. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, but when they mentioned 6 weeks, that was my initial impression too. I was like, that's really short for a movie. But if we're looking at it like episodes are 2 weeks of
Good point.
filming,
Mhm.
and this is going to be, you know, what, 50% longer than an episode, maybe twice as long. So, you know, per page, they'll probably be spending a little bit more time on it, but not too terribly.
Mhm.
And
Right.
one thing I hadn't considered was when it said that they were originally going to start filming in the fall. It's like, this isn't that much of a delay then. It's really only like, what, 3 months?
Mhm.
2, 3 months. So that's great.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm also
Well,
like
and-
really
Really cool.
hoping. Oh, go ahead.
No, well, I was just gonna say, and who knows how much prep involves the technological stuff that goes into all of the virtual and visual technology, visual effects that goes on with putting it up. So that could be a different timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
I'm-
interesting.
So I'm just really hoping that Jason Isaacs is in it because
Oh, man.
I
She's
just
like,
saw
blah,
the-
blah, blah.
Yeah.
Can we just cut to the
Let's get
chase
it
here?
well, I don't know if anybody else has watched it, but Archie, where it's like the
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
biopic miniseries about Cary Grant. He's just spectacular. It's
Oh.
4 episodes on BritBox. It's so well done.
Awesome.
He's so good, and I'm like, bring this guy back. He's such a huge talent.
Mhm.
Taking it off of him.
Yeah.
Mm.
We've got a few more quotes that I want to jump on very quickly. Or Mohammed, you wouldn't mind jumping on a few of these quotes, would you, for us?
Happy to.
Thank you so much.
First quote. So we are back on our feet after the strike with Section 31. It is happening. Michelle Yeoh is just the most extraordinary person on every level. She had one of one of the most unbelievable years that anybody could ever have in the history of ever. And she had a million
Whoa.
opportunities to hit the jackpot on it and do other things. And what she did with all the power she had accrued is make sure that Section 31 was moving forward. Who said that quote? Can we go up? I'm
I
just
think
curious
it
about
was
That was
Alex Kurtzman, wasn't it?
yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay, Alex Kurtzman. Excellent. Ooh, so far the only cast member confirmed for Section 31 is Michelle Yeoh. So coming to Anne Marie's point, the official Section 31 movie announcement from April did include a statement from Yeoh. Quote, "I'm beyond thrilled to return to my Star Trek family and the role I've loved for so long. Section 31 has been near and dear to my heart since I began the journey of playing Philippa all the way back when this new golden age of Star Trek launched. To see her finally get her moment is a dream come true, and a year that's shown me the incredible power of never giving up on our dreams. We can't wait to share what's in store for you, and until then, live long and prosper, unless
Wow.
Emperor Giorgio decrees otherwise."
Oh, cool.
I love that.
And then finally,
Oh,
Yeoh has described the Section 31 movie as Mission Impossible meets Guardians of the Galaxy. Whoa.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus announcement included this synopsis. In Star Trek Section 31, Emperor Philippa Georgiou joins a secret division of Starfleet tasked with protecting the United Federation of Planets and faces the sins of her past. So that's, I mean, everything else we already know, right? Section 31, Georgiou, secret division, what they do. But the one
yeah.
thing that's actually information to us is
Yeah,
faces the
that is
sins of
interesting.
her past, right?
Ooh.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So I'm like snooping around IMDb, which I do like every week because you never know when
Mhm.
they'll like add a little tidbit into something.
Yes.
So for some reason they changed it to post-production this week, but they added Rocky Faulkner, friend of Seventh Rule and Virtual TrekCon, as
Cool.
makeup
Oh.
effects department head. We love him.
Cool.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited because you know Section 31 has like the sexiest outfits. So
Oh, yeah.
I can't
Yes,
wait for the
totally.
costumes.
That's awesome. That's really cool too, thinking about like that, the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of spin on it too, because I'm thinking that isn't just, intergalactic hijinks, it's also like aliens and cool places and
Are we
sounds
assuming,
really cool.
are we assuming Ash Tyler is going to be part of it too? Since like we saw he was like pinned as the head of Section 31 back at
We
the end
keep
of season
hoping.
2
Oh
of
my God,
Discovery.
I hope so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they hinted it so strongly, just like they hinted so strongly that Tilly should be a part of
The Academy.
Starfleet Academy. Maybe not, but it
Yeah, I feel
feels
like
like
they hinted so much about Mary Chieffo.
same. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. I'd love to see her back in Star Trek.
I feel like
Yes.
that's got to be a certainty that those three are back. I mean, Giorgio, that character for sure, obviously, but I feel like Ash Tyler and Laurel definitely have to be back. I feel like that was in the
So good.
plans.
I saw him in this really good Hulu movie called Falling for Figaro, where his like girlfriend wants to be an opera singer, but it's just like so much fun to see our old friends back again on screen.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's great. And I
it's
feel like his
fun.
chemistry with Mary Chieffo was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's fun to read how excited Michelle Yeoh is about the project. And I read on the Collider article that she's been the driving force to make sure that this Section 31 happens because she really wants to give Giorgio a proper send-off, is her own
Nice.
words. So that's really pretty great, pretty spectacular that she's so behind it.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes an actor can get really attached to a certain character or certain project because it's like the project that they've always wanted to do or the character they've always wanted to do. And so it seems like that's just what it feels like from somebody way on the outside, but it seems like that's what this project is for Michelle Yeoh. It seems like this is maybe the coolest or one of the coolest projects and characters she's ever played. So she's like, come hell or high water or hell. Did I mention high water? We are definitely going to do this thing. And that's really great to know that she's a big fan of Star Trek or a big fan at least of the projects that she's a part of in Star Trek.
Well, and I love the description that she gave as Mission Impossible meets Guardians of the Galaxy, which makes me go, whoa, what is this movie going to be?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
Action
exciting.
and fun. Action
Yes.
plus fun.
Comedy, definitely. There's got to be comedy in it then, right? Because Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty funny.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have been like Mission Impossible meets like Blade Runner, or like
right.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
I can't picture it.
No,
I can't picture something, a spin-off of Discovery tonally fitting with Guardians of the Galaxy. You know? I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm saying like I can't picture it. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I mean, Strange New Worlds is a spin-off of Discovery, and it had like everything.
It's true.
So,
That's true. But also having watched her in Everything Everywhere All at Once, she does comedy so well. So I definitely could see her adding that element into it and making it kind of fun. So she's got that, badass martial arts side to her, but she's also got that comedic fun side as well. So
yeah, I've never seen Michelle Yeoh in anything other than Star Trek.
You should see Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's really good.
That's impossible. Oh, you mean that's the title of the movie?
Well done.
I thought you were just giving me a tall task. Okay, so let's move on to the next item here. First and foremost, you guys, this is so cool. Our good friend Bill Wolkoff tweeted something out, which was really fun and cool. You know him as Flying Lobster. We know him as the guy that writes and produces Strange New Worlds. He tweets out, "Those old scientists made Mashable's best episodes of 2023. It was certainly one of the best times I've ever had getting to be a part of it." So number 16 in Mashable's top episodes of 2023 was season 2, episode 7, Those Old Scientists. How cool is that?
I think that's such a trendy thing to get mentioned in.
Yeah.
And I just love the little blurb because the blurb is totally right. It does make you want to binge both shows, which is like such a great crossover.
Yeah.
I like that Star Trek's getting more mainstream.
Yes.
I don't think that TV Guide or whatever back in the 90s was saying, bros, you gotta watch, The Inner Light. This new episode, best episode of 1992, everybody. Go check out The Inner Light.
Buying porn at the grocery store. It was like, let me just there's a collector's cover edition of TV Guide for Star Trek. Let me just put it on face down on the conveyor belt.
I bought some of those.
Make sure
I still have them. Yep.
I have a couple in the garage.
Yeah. I used to have the one that had Patrick Stewart as like the sexiest guy on TV, but then I cut it up to put it on my wall.
Wow. That's great.
Anne-Marie's got a similar cutout on her ceiling. But it's Shatner. I'm sorry, Kirk. All right, so we've got another thing to discuss here. We've got a lot of news, so we're just going to fly through all of it. This next one I'm very curious about because I don't know why, but I am. Daily Star Trek News says, yes, big thumbs up from them, Rod Roddenberry releases a statement on the rediscovery of a lost Enterprise model. Everybody, you guys remember that lost, well, I guess it's that found Enterprise model that was stolen or accidentally taken.
1970s.
Yeah.
Love this kind of stuff.
So this reads, the Star Trek community is abuzz with potential rediscovery of a significant piece of television and space exploration history, the original 3-foot prototype. We know all this.
So it's been, just to kind of summarize, So basically it popped up on eBay, I think like the night before Halloween, and it was listed for like $200, and spaceship was in the title because the person clearly didn't really know what they had. And then suddenly like every ship nerd was like, what? This thing is probably worth like, I don't know, $1 million at least. It's a part of TV history. It's like the on-screen model. And it had been lost. I think it was taken from Gene Roddenberry's office in the 1970s.
His desk, I think, or well, maybe not if it's 3 feet.
And so basically it got taken down from eBay, rightly so. And then some plans were in the works because Rod Roddenberry heard about it, and he would like to have, like, the question is, can he have it back, or like how does that work, and going about that. So basically, like, I guess things have been progressing with more and more authentication, because like from just like the like collector's eye, like initially they had said that they thought it was that, but I guess more and more people have been in to evaluate it. And then Rod Roddenberry put out a release this week, just saying that they're working towards him getting it, because it probably shouldn't be in like a private collector's hands. It should be like in the Smithsonian with the other model.
So it's confirmed
like that about like all art. Yeah.
Awesome.
Which is like a Star Trek edition of Pawn Stars, and I love it.
Yes.
Or Storage Wars.
Storage Wars, exactly.
And there's a bit more to that. Great summary there, Doctor. He also says, beyond its physical value, the greater significance is this prototype Enterprise model really represents the underpinning ideas my father imbued into the series. That we are clever, resilient, and can learn from our mistakes. We can and will move beyond archaic belief systems. And once we truly embrace the infinite diversity all around us, both in form and idea, we will then take those next steps into a prosperous and unlimited future. So give me that shit.
Which, I mean, it reads like this season of For All Mankind.
It's
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Loving this season.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
This is important. Do you guys like For All Mankind better or Doctor Whom?
There's very big difference in quantity.
So different.
Like one of them's like 1,000 episodes. Yeah. One's like,
one's like Star Trek, and one's like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like?
Like, do you like apples or chairs?
Yeah.
Right.
Chairs for me.
Oh, okay.
I could live without apples. I don't want to spend the rest of my life on those things from like the 90s where you like kind of knelt on them. Do you remember those?
Oh my gosh.
They lasted like 40 days.
Yeah.
You remember, what were those things called? I know Muhammad knows.
Called. Oh yeah, totally. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know what they're called.
And then whoever was introducing it to you was like so vehement about it. Nah, you gotta try it. It's so good. You put your knees. I know it's weird. I know but you get used to it. And you're like, okay, it's not really. I don't really. No, it's good for your back. But okay, but I'm not really sure.
My parents had one in their office for years.
It lasted years.
It lasted forever. But my uncle was the one that talked them into it in the first place. And he was like, you got to try this. It's amazing for your back. Yes.
The things in the pews? In church?
No, like
exactly.
a weird chair that just doesn't have a back on it, but you you sit on it, but then there's like this other piece that you kneel on. You rest your knees on it. So it Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Aaron Wilkie clarifies where it was taken from specifically. Yay. Okay. So the listing popped up on eBay. Oh, wait, that's a different thing. Where did it go? Okay. It was the first Enterprise ever created for the opening credits of TOS. Roddenberry lent it to an SFX company that was working on the abandoned Phase 2 TV series. Then it disappeared. And that's why you always get insurance.
Life is weird, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, you couldn't have even insured it for how much it would go on to mean, because like back in those Phase 2 production days, that wasn't even, that was before it like became like such a massive phenomenon.
Well, check this out. And by the way, big shout out, hello to our good buddy Joshua M. Hatton of CBR.com. He was on our show just recently. Love that dude. Great work, great articles. keep that up. As we move on to another great article, check this out, everybody. This is from Collider on a website called www.twitter.com.
Ooh.
That's what it says. People can
Mhm.
call it whatever they want, but it says twitter.com. Star Trek Prodigy's fan campaign mirrored the one that saved the original series.
Aww.
I
So
love that.
Yeah.
it's a great read. It's a great article, but I think we all know what it's talking about, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Meg's mama. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So
We get to see
I-
it in just a few days again.
Yes.
It's almost back on
Yeah.
TV.
Awesome.
I have my cousins primed. Everybody's like ready to. I'm
Nice.
gonna add it to everybody's Netflix profile.
Mhm.
So can you guys give us a quick history lesson on Yeoh Trimble, what she did? Because as far as I know, it feels like this campaign must have worked faster than the Yeoh Trimble one, just because through internet things move more quickly. But I don't really know enough about my 1960s history to know if
Mhm.
that's true.
Because that
Okay,
was
so
letter writing, right?
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally I thought it
So
was-
Star
I
Trek
understood it.
season 2 was gonna be canceled after season 2, which by the
Mhm.
way, if it had been, there wouldn't have been enough episodes for it to be able to ever be in syndication, and it would have been gone for forever.
Right.
So
Oof.
that's like, in addition to it giving us season 3, it also gave us syndicated and then everything after that.
Yeah.
But she and her husband and one friend, I can't remember the friend's name, they basically, like, there was this grassroots underground Star Trek, like, fan magazines and like clubs popping around the country because it was there, it just had such a cult following from day one, and people were so devoted to it. So basically, like, through all these like grassroots connections, they started this letter writing campaign. I want to say it was 60,000 letters that got sent into NBC, and then they actually interrupted one of the last episodes of season 2's airing, or like went over the credits or something to announce to like the audience, like, Star Trek season 3 is going to go on. Please stop sending us letters.
Dang.
And the rest is history.
I love that.
That's awesome.
She's amazing. And like, one of my favorite things every year is when people like, not weirdly, but like certain Star Trek groups, like Yaz from LA Away Team, they'll post her address and Larry will post it, and you can send her birthday presents or birthday
Why
presents
would they
or
dox that poor lady?
birthday cards every year. It's so amazing.
Stop
On socials too.
Poor thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's awesome. And she went to the one of the recent Star Trek, I want to say Picard, the Picard finale.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
as she like walked down the red carpet, everybody clapped for her. It's like one of
Oh.
my
It was the
favorite Star Trek
Picard
fan lives.
season 3 premiere, if I remember
Nice.
correctly.
That's
So
awesome.
good.
Wonderful.
Our good buddy One Trek fan Lisa says, I have letters from Yeoh Trimble in my collection.
Wow.
Wow.
These are
Does it
iconic.
smell like history? All right. So let's continue on about this a little bit.
Oh, and also I'm just gonna say, so iconic that when I bought her birthday card at STLV this year, I was like, oh, this is for Yeoh Trimble's birthday. And then the lady selling it to me had me give Yeoh like her Yeoh's address so she could also send one. I was like, oh, I love Star Trek. So good.
Me
So
too.
awesome.
Yeah. So Dr. Nora, would you mind reading a couple quotes about Prodigy here and how this is
yes.
similar to it?
All in for reading about Prodigy. So there's a quote from, I think it's Kevin Hageman. I would say when the news came, it was devastating. This is referring to, I assume, the original cancellation. We had so much faith and hope in our show, but we and our crew felt so small in knowing this and just trying to keep this engine going. But then you got the love from the fans. Dan went on to say, I remember thinking, oh, the fans are not going to like this. Both
Understatement.
brothers recall expecting some level of support from the fans. They were blown away by the magnitude of the response. Kevin noted that he was reminded of how fans rallied around the original series back in the 1960s, as we heard from Dr. Anne Marie, getting the show back and eventually spawning the sprawling franchise we have today. He said, quote, yeah, I expected some support, but holy cow, it was amazing. Literally, it was just bringing back the memories of the original series with them. Beyond the vocal support on social media and via petitions, Dan noted that fans went above and beyond, quote, selling out the toys and the books, unquote, and even flying a banner to save the series over Hollywood. It just built and built and built, said Dan.
Amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is we all remember it very well, and we're all kind of like sharing and tweeting and going nuts for it and banging the drum. Like we were part of history in a way that maybe 50 or 60 years from now, people will be talking about this movement.
Yeah.
And they talk after, in some kind of website that talks about and chronicles the 16 seasons of Prodigy,
And I have to say too, like Gene Roddenberry, like I feel like when I listen to Larry's Trekland, and also Trek Files, his podcast, you hear all these stories about Gene Roddenberry, and it just like becomes so obvious he was a marketing genius and also just cared about the show. Like before it even aired, he would go to sci-fi conventions and like tell people there's this new show coming out, and like we have these sci-fi writers like signed on to do episodes, and he like became friends with them, and it's just like amazing. And I have to like, the other thing that sort of reminded me of like that time was when Aaron Walke was at like one of the sites that the airplane flew over to like really rally the troops and get great pictures. And I was just like, I love this like whole community of the fans and the creatives coming together. And that's so 1960s also. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I remember Anthony.
And Bonnie Gordon was there.
Anthony of Trek Movie was there as well. So like the media was out there like getting pictures, and everybody, it was all a big freak out of who could get the best picture of a plane that's super far away. That's not easy. If anybody in the world has ever, and I know this happens all the time, you go, wow, the moon looks so beautiful tonight. I'm going to take a picture. And it's the most useless. And it's a dot. And then you try to show, look, the moon was really, no, it's that. Is that a star? No, that's the moon.
Gosh.
So it's got to be really hard to do it for a plane too, is my point.
Yeah, plus like the atmosphere pressures changing and the winds and routes and stuff. Like it was so hard to coordinate that day. Routes. Like
it's like it didn't fly over New York.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You guys and your rat problem. Barf. Just kidding. Rats are cute as hell. Everybody knows it.
Especially that pizza.
It's true.
Yeah, that's like their iconic thing, isn't it?
That's like why at New York Comic Con, that's the merch.
There's a little bit more of a quote here from the Hagemans as well. Dan continues, I reflect on it a lot. We were just talking about even from the conception of the show to how it started on Nickelodeon, and then Paramount Plus bought it. And there's all this tumultuousness around the show and making it with COVID. We really feel like the little spaceship that could, just trying to get into Starfleet. So we're so happy to be able to reveal that the adventure doesn't end with them getting to Starfleet. There's more. Isn't that interesting, though, that like the real world happenings around Prodigy are the same theme that Prodigy itself is basically about, right?
And I'm just like so excited for Christmas morning because we're gonna wake up and there are gonna be new little Trekkies running around in the fandom. It's gonna be the best Christmas miracle ever. And I feel like we haven't had that huge influx of like young kids getting into the franchise.
That's true.
At least since TNG. Like just because of how much it was syndicated and at what times and how many channels. I can't wait.
Do we know if Netflix is releasing other shows also on Christmas Day, or is that the only thing releasing?
Oh, I haven't checked yet, but all I know is that they release at 3 a.m. because I've been following it so hard for The Crown.
Oh, so it's like going to be midnight Pacific time. Interesting.
I hope there are at least other things so people are maybe going in who hadn't heard of Star Trek and watching the other thing and like, oh, what's this? And like you may also enjoy. Click on that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it gets like in the algorithm high enough since it's been aired on something else, so it's not like a true Netflix original. So I've heard talk about that before on how that can mess up the algorithm. But like whatever, I'm gonna be 2 thumbs upping that on like every person's account in my family, which is a big family.
Awesome.
I was trying to check to see. I was trying to check to see if Netflix had like a coming soon section, but I couldn't find it just now.
You have to check on like Decoder or something. something.
South or north? I'm not good with that.
Josh Patton says, also don't sleep on Majel. That catalog selling scripts and memorabilia was her idea, I think.
Yes,
That helped
and
keep things
Enterprises.
alive. Yeah.
Right. Great point. So so Netflix 3 a.m. Eastern time at midnight Pacific time. That's going to be really important. Yeah, you want to give it all the likes, you want to give it all the love and share it
watches
around.
that first day. I've heard.
Hashtag it and things like that. That's going to be really exciting. But also keep it going. Just keep it going. Don't just binge watch 20 episodes on Christmas. That's fun to do, but
Is it just US Netflix or worldwide?
I think it's worldwide. I think that's
I've
what
seen it. That's
I
what I've
think
seen
that's
on
why
Twitter.
it's going to get so much of a bigger audience. And Aaron Waltke in the live chat, if he's still there, can hopefully correct this. But I believe it's going to have a bigger audience because not only is it going to a bigger platform, Netflix, but that they are worldwide. And I think it's
Because
maybe not in a
remember back Discovery when it first came out was on Netflix, but overseas and not here, for example.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. And don't forget to press pause every once in a while so they know that you're still there. So that the views actually count.
Or do the 10 seconds back button. That's like bonus points for them. That tells the Netflix algorithm, whoa, they really are enjoying something to want to see it over and over again, or they can't understand the dialogue.
Well, supposedly only 6 things are new on Netflix on Christmas Day. So that's good.
Ooh, that's cool.
2 the day after and just like 4 the day before. So that's great.
Another thing that would be really fun, everybody at home, those of you that were really good at taking pictures of airplanes or an airplane, use your screenshotting skills when you see Prodigy on the front page of Netflix. Get a screenshot of that and post it and keep it forever for history.
I was going to say like Photoshop the banner onto like Santa's sleigh.
That too.
Yeah, and our good buddy Back of the Head, that's John Orkiel of Screen Rant, says way more people have Netflix than Paramount Plus. Absolutely.
A lot older.
Everybody, do you guys know what a great journalist Back of the Head, aka John Orkiola, is? Today, he posted that he was having a shitty day. So everybody in the live chat, go at Back of the Head and let him know what a great journalist he is and what a cool handle that is, even though it's weird.
And how good his sushi dinner looked.
That's what I was about to comment about the sushi dinner too.
I'm like starving now.
It looked really good.
And what a good convention buddy he is.
He is.
Because he is.
And not just that, that guy knows how to have breakfast in style. That
does.
Dude, John Orkiola, it's like every day he's like,
breakfast.
I'm going to make everybody jealous again. And then he posts a cool picture of some delicious breakfast.
Okay. So we have an update here.
All right, great.
You go ahead. Prodigy is available on Netflix worldwide. There are a few territories that are showing on CTV and Sky Showtime.
Thank you, Aaron.
It's a regular TV in Canada too.
You guys always get good regular TV.
Is that CTV? Is that the regular TV there?
Yeah. Yeah. Although it's CTV sci-fi, so it's like if you have cable. You have cable. But lots of people do.
Canada's weird.
Who knows? Maybe we should do a watch the first Star Trek Prodigy since that's coming soon.
I think that may be in the cards, Dr. Nor. That's a great idea. But you know what else is a great idea, by the way, Dr. Nor? I think you probably have to run. You got a lot of work to catch up on. I don't know if you have more time, but I think you needed to jump off right around now. Is that right?
I do. Thank you for having me. It's good
So
to see
good
you.
to see you.
So good to see you.
Before you go, Mohammed, you did have a look when I said that of like, oh, wow, is that time already? Which means you were having fun.
That's true. I was actually like, oh, wow, it is 8:45.
And where can everybody find you?
Oh, yeah. On Twitter on all the socials at Mafnoor, M-A-F like Frank, N like November, O-O-R. And on YouTube as BioTrekkie, B-I-O-T-R-E-K-K-I-E. And always remember the 7th rule and keep watching the virtual TrekCon and vote for the Lappy Awards and Don't forget to watch the first of things and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh,
Don't forget to be an organ donor.
Amazing.
See you all.
Yes.
Bye, Mohammed. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
That was fun.
It was so fun.
All right. So back to work, everybody. Fun time's over. It's time to just get up in this. Faith Howell in the live chat says Prodigy coming Monday. Wow, you're right. T-minus
Yeah.
6 days. It's really just T-minus 5 days and 6 hours.
Exactly.
It is so good to like, because sometimes like early, like December 1st or 2nd, Netflix dropped like a million titles. It's so great to see that there are not that many dropping in that day.
Yeah,
And it's winter break. Kids will have already watched everything else.
exactly.
Perfect.
Mhm. Hello to Robert Kaiser in the live chat. Oh, and Katie in the live chat also mentions that she voted. Voted on what? Well, check out this great news article. When I pull this up, it's from a familiar name. You may know it's screenrant.com, and it's from a writer named John Orchiola.
The John Orchiola?
Man, I wish we were that lucky.
The back at the
Wow.
Actually, I think it is.
Oh,
We are lucky.
incredible.
So this one reads, Star Trek's only
Graphic's
awards
awesome.
show voted on by the fans is back in February and voting is open now. Now, some of you may think, well, hang on a second. Open now, isn't it closing today? Well, not so fast, Nebraskan. That's not an insult. That's just the person that asked it is from Nebraska. We have receipts. It's true. Anne Marie hates that joke.
I don't get it.
Me neither. So anyway, the point is this, that the Lappy Awards, Star Trek's first and only awards show. It's like the Emmys for Star Trek. That's never happened before. And this will be the third annual Star Trek Awards show entitled the 2024 Lappy Awards. That's Live Long and Prosper. And it is a star-studded event. The last couple years, we've had dozens of Star Trek celebrities and amazing people receiving and presenting awards and wins and nominations. And we even have a few honorees where we just honor things, and the fans vote on everything. We have our hands clean. There is no bias here. If there were, let me tell you, I would vote against the fans in a lot of these. But I digress. The point is that the fans vote from a pool of everything in Star Trek. No answer is bad, mostly. And then we gather up all of the finalists. You know, we whittle it down to like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, depending on ties and things like that. Then those become the nominees. We put those up on a Google form, and everybody votes those nominees into one winner in each category. And it's freaking insane. Voting is happening right now. It's 100% free to do it. All you need to do is click on the link that we give you. Actually, the link is in the description box of this video. Yeah. So just click on that link. You can vote. You can only vote once. The way we monitor that is you have to give an email address just to show that you are who you are. We never use it. We don't want to use it. We never have used it. We never will use it. It's just an email address to prove that you're a real person and that there isn't like one person out there like John Orchiola saying, I really want Picard to win everything. And then, you know, although he would never do that, but nobody can anyway.
So the other thing is that's so important that voting is being extended. Like, I'm sure most of the people in the live chat have been really great Trekkie citizens and already voted. But what that means is you have more days to share. And like, we share to Facebook groups, especially if you want to like sway things a certain way. You can share them to like an enterprise group or whichever. And like what I do, I send a message to every single person on my Facebook friends list who's ever seen an episode of Star Trek. I'm sure they love it. And I'm like, Have you voted yet?
Yeah, and
But
I
you know
will
what?
say
Everybody
this.
says, wow, that was actually really fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course it's fun. We're doing what we love to do, which is like talking about and voting on and speculating and hemming and hawing over who's the best this and who's the best
Yeah.
that in
Yeah.
Star Trek, or your favorite this, which is not the same as the best that. I will say this,
Mhm.
that in the last 30 hours, the number of people that have voted has doubled.
Nice.
Just in the last 30 hours, it has doubled. So it's exploding. And that's very important because the more people vote, then the more accurate the answers are. If you have something where like 10 people vote, it would be pretty obvious because you'd be like, these don't make any sense. There's no way people are voting Spock as the most likely to tell a pun, although that would be fun to watch. But,
My other
you know,
favorite thing is like, I mean, I know James
see
Gregory
that
because
extra.
he won last year for most predictions of Laffy Awards actually being
That's right.
winners. But I'm always shocked every year. Like there's so I
Mhm.
would never be able to predict even half of them. It's just like anybody's game. It's so much fun to see. I love it. Oh, and
mhm.
also like there are a couple of people who just like for whatever reason they are behind on watching every single episode of new Star Trek this year who are in my Facebook friend like list. And luckily there's a spoiler announcement on the voting form, so I can still send it to them and know that they won't have anything spoiled because there's a spoiler alert.
Mhm.
Oh, that's funny. BL says, surprised that Ryan is wearing a real Guns N' Roses shirt and not the seventh rule Guns N' Roses shirt. That's true. Hadn't thought of
Hilarious.
that. Yeah, Guns N' Roses. Love them. Melissa Longo, did you vote already?
Mhm. I did.
Was it? Okay, there are two kinds of voters. There are the
Uh-huh.
kinds that say, all right, get a beer and power through this. And then there are others that like keep the tab open and they think about it over the course of a couple
I
days.
feel attacked.
They save some, they go back to some, maybe they change it up a little bit. They do a little research. Sometimes they go, I need to watch this episode again real quick. So do you do any of that,
Let
or
me
do you
send
just
it to
power
my
through?
dad and then talk about it again.
Mhm.
I went straight through it because once I started, I didn't want to stop.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm pretty familiar with all of the categories and the selections and my favorites and all of that. So yeah.
Yeah, we had
Power
enough
through
time to kind of talk about it a little bit and like think about it. And yeah, so once it was all in front of me, I was just like, I knew what
Yeah.
I was doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I did flip-flop between a couple. I was like, oh, do I want to vote for this one?
Mhm.
Oh, maybe I don't want, maybe I do want to vote. But I will sit there until it is voted upon.
Mhm. I think the one I struggled with the most was the ABBA group.
Oh, yes.
Like
yes.
I really
That's the
struggled
thing.
with that one.
Dr. Phlox being on Star Trek Into really swayed me.
Mhm.
I don't know
That's
how to
what happened to
vote
me
now.
too in the end.
Oh, no,
I was
really?
like, wow, he and Rom put me good together.
Right?
What kind of poll is this?
A greased one. Well, the
He
question
waited until
is,
Muhammad left.
we have a poll in the live. I fear his wrath. We have a poll in the live chat, everybody. The question is, what do you like better, Doctor Whom or For All
Oh.
Mankind? We're going to settle this once and for all. One of
Very
them
different
will never
animals.
be spoken on this show ever again. Yes.
I mean, first of all, I still haven't watched For All Mankind yet.
Me
I've
neither.
watched
I'm
I'm
so
busy.
jealous.
I know. I'm really excited to be able to like, yeah.
I've watched up through the end of season 3,
Mhm.
and it's pretty great.
I'm really excited.
God.
It's
Like,
pretty
it's,
great. It's so
hold on.
it's so different from Doctor Who. It's so different.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very Enterprise. Well, what I
Mhm.
feel like Ronald D. Moore thought Enterprise could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so fun following along with Dan Liu and Kit. Do you say? I don't know how to say his last name. Stolen from Picard. Oh my God, they have such great content on their social media about like behind the scenes and the art department and oh,
The
it's
ladders.
so good. Oh, such a good
The
show.
formers.
Yeah.
So Faith Howell in
Oh.
the live chat says, reports poll as misinformation. Speaking of which, while they're voting on this, did you know that the Lappy Awards post in a group was reported as false news? As in, somebody in the group thought, this is way too cool. I must be dreaming. It is not possible that there's actually an Emmy Awards type show for Star Trek, that their life does not get that good. It's not a real thing. So they reported it to the admin of the group, me, and it was reported as false news. So I'm like, should I check the sources? It's real. I know that it's real.
Like,
It's a
this
real,
is
just click the
so
link and you will know
funny.
that it's a real thing.
Oh my God, my app
What
starts
did I-
laughing at that all day.
Did I vote on what? Did I dream about voting on for the Lappy Awards?
I just feel like
Wow.
that guy should have just voted. Like,
Mhm.
there's only one way to find out if it's real, right? Like, click the link and
The
maybe he was
only
like,
explanation
no.
is he works for the
couldn't
Emmys or something. He's like, what? This is
Right.
an even cooler version.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So Back of the Head says he actually got invited to the For All Mankind finale screening with the cast and producers Q&A. That's in
Fun.
January.
Oh,
So
that's
jealous.
too
That's
cool.
amazing. That means
That's
Ronald
awesome.
D. Moore and Bradley Thompson and David Whittle. Oh my God. So I have a question for you. When does the voting officially end?
Ooh, good question.
Well, that is the article that was written up, is that, and this is at screenrant.com. Everybody go check out those awesome articles that John Orchiola and his radical team, they cover so much. They write so many articles. It's unbelievable. They're machines. Even AI was like, calm down. I can't keep up. But the answer is Friday. It has been extended 3 days for a couple reasons. Number one is that, hey, people are out over the weekends. They're doing their things. You know, we don't want to pressure anybody to like hurry up and do something. But hurry up and do something. And the other reason is like, it's super important that everybody gets a chance to have their voice heard for twofold. Again, one is just to have your voice heard. Your opinion matters. You know, if you think this was the best episode, you want it to win. I think that's super important. And then people don't get mad about you know, something winning or something losing, because you know, you can't get mad if you voted on it. You know, if you didn't vote on it, then you only have yourself to blame. But the other thing is, we want the most accurate representation of fandom possible. So again, the more people vote, the more accurate it is, and it's getting very, very accurate. There were a couple things at first where I was like, what? There's no way that this is gonna that and that's gonna, you know, but then the more people vote, things kind of settle out in a way that I think makes more sense usually. But then there are always surprises every year. So anyway, the point is, everybody make sure you share that link around to all of your friends, whether you're emailing it or posting it, whether you're talking about it.
And it's
It's
great
just really
holiday
important.
talk. I just sent it to my brothers, my
That's a
dad,
good
my
point.
second cousin. Like, I mean, it can get contentious, but it is like pretty neutral. Good holiday conversation. And I've totally gone on first dates before where I use the lappies as like, oh, well, who would you vote for this? I'm like,
That's amazing.
I'm not going to be judging you in my head.
Next year, maybe we will have it going over the holidays.
Maybe
So
that's
people,
a reality show.
yeah, so
going on
people
first
over
dates
the
to talk
dinner
about
table, they could be like, you know how everybody says, like, don't talk religion or politics over the holidays with your family? What about this? Like, you could start fights with your family members this way. That'd be kind of fun. Piss off the in-laws. They're like, Kirk's better. And you're like, grow up. It's Picard.
Wow,
And then,
Amber really talks about Kirk a lot.
all right. So we're going to move on. But before we do, let's close out this poll between Doctor Whom and
Hmm.
For All Mankind. It looks like the winner is, where'd it go? Needs to refresh. Looks like the winner is Doctor Whom with 58%.
Is it because of the
But
Spice Girls?
again, so different. Like
It's
I
been
heard
around a lot longer.
somebody described Doctor Who as like Star Trek is science fiction, Doctor Who is science fantasy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a totally different vibe. It's a totally different. It's like
But like with Star
So
Trek-y,
different.
like character, like beauty, not like weird Lord of the Rings stuff.
well, yeah. Like not like fantasy, not high fantasy.
Yeah.
That's a yeah.
So
That's a
good.
Not high fantasy.
high fantasy is a thing.
But I
Well,
always thought that. Go ahead,
It's
Melissa.
more like Doctor Who is like Guardians of the Galaxy, and For All Mankind is more like Mission Impossible. So they're kind of different. They're different
Nice.
animals. you
Mm.
know?
I feel like Doctor Whom is more like Dame Edna.
No.
You guys remember Dame? Wasn't Dame Edna? Wasn't that
Yes, but
you know,
no.
Doctor Whose line is it anyway, or whatever? I
Oh,
don't know.
that's fun.
It is. I love it.
All Mankind really is part of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like if I had to watch 3 seasons of one of those, I would definitely watch 3 seasons of For All Mankind.
Well, especially because the seasons of For All Mankind are like 6 to 10 episodes. Like
Oh.
Well, yeah,
10
and
episodes or something.
yeah, and you can't watch an individual episode of For All Mankind without watching an entire season.
Yeah.
My God.
Because
Every episode
it's-
is like better and better and better. Oh, so
yeah, I
good.
haven't started this next season yet.
And I love that they're still doing the high bobs. It's so cute. Like years later. It's like they know us so well.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Hmm.
it's really good. Great writing, great characters. It's really
I mean,
good.
it's such a Deep Space Nine writer's room. So it could obviously can't go wrong.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll see.
Mhm.
All right. Well, here's our next article today, everybody. Here's the next thing. It's pretty big time.
Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing about that. I also feel like the current captain of For All Mankind is like a captain we haven't seen since like Star Trek. So that's the other amazing thing. I just feel like Danny reads so much as like a Captain Sisko or Janeway or Picard, like
Cool.
always making like really great ethical choices and looking out for
Danny.
everybody.
Objection, Your Honor.
Love Danny.
Picard and Cisco and Janeway are 3 very different types of captains.
They
You have
are.
to pick one. If you're going to say that this guy is the same as
it's a
a Star
girl.
Trek,
No, it's
That is a
if
good
you're going
point.
to say that this lady is the same as a Starfleet captain, you're going to have to name a specific one, not a group.
I
She's
think
so Starfleet.
that what she's suggesting is that she's as strong as all of those Star Trek
Yes.
captains. She's a very different captain than all 3 of those captains, but she's definitely got that strength in her, and a moral code that kind of
Yes.
matches them.
And she's Starfleet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
totally Starfleet. Well, NASA,
Mhm.
but totally Starfleet.
But like, exploration and humanity and
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not totally sold on this unless you say that she's got faith.
Of the heart.
That's the one. Then I'm
Probably
in.
Ed, maybe Ed. Ooh.
Ed,
He's
yeah,
so
Ed's
annoying.
awesome. I love
Hi,
Ed.
Ed.
He's...
Okay. Hi, Ed. Okay. Okay, sorry, Ryan. We'll save this for All Mankind and chill.
I mean, if you guys want to keep talking about For All Mankind, that's cool. I watched the first episode. It was pretty good.
I
It's
feel
pretty
like
good.
I didn't fall in love with the show till like episode 5, maybe.
Mhm.
It was a little bit of a slow burn. Oh, so good.
Jenny, how much of it have you seen? You said none of it?
I've seen none of it.
Oh,
None of it.
And Melissa,
I've
how much
been-
have you seen?
the first 3 seasons.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. And the first episode was a little bit slower, in my opinion, but the second episode, I was hooked.
wow.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Mm-hmm. It
Awesome.
was quick. Yeah. It's just, yeah. And I like the different time periods because it feels like you're in those time periods. It's
Mhm.
really well done. Really well done. Up there with Stranger Things in
Oh,
how
cool.
it portrays different in different eras. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's
You know what else
cool.
portrays different time eras is
Ooh,
Star
what?
Trek.
It sure
Does.
does.
So check this out. This is an article from cinemablend.com. It is entitled Star Trek's Ethan Peck revealed the massive questions he has about Spock ahead of Strange New Worlds Season 3, and I'm wondering about these things too. Whoa!
I've
Ooh.
been wondering about this too, which is why I shared the article. So if you want to just go down a little bit, this is from that big series of like the SEG Q&A from last week. So basically the quote is that, okay. Well, basically it's asking like about season 3 and how like charades and his like relationship with Chapel, how that's gonna influence how he plays Spock in season 3. So he says, that's something that I'm kind of rolling around in my brain as we head into season 3. How human is Spock now on his path to becoming Leonard Nimoy's Spock at the beginning of the original series? How human is he now? I was thinking about this the other day with Chris Fisher, friend of the show, Chris Fisher, our directing producer. And I think he remembers all of it. But it's like he's taken drugs and he's had this otherworldly experience. And so he can't really inhabit it like he used to, but there'll still be the information. Can you scroll down a little, Ryan? Let's see. Oh, but there'll still be the information, I imagine.
Like that?
Yes, perfect. I mean, I think it's so cool how like really all of the characters are evolving in Strange New Worlds, and it's like they're all evolving in such great ways, even ones we don't know from TOS, like La'an. Her evolution is like spectacular, especially since
Love it.
episode 3 tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. Yes. Strange
More
New
of
Worlds
that.
is so good. And in that it does explore all of these characters that maybe we wanted to see more of back in the day, and now we're getting a chance to see what makes them tick, how they work,
Yeah.
what drives them.
Is
I
there
love
an
that.
original series character that has not been introduced in Strange New Worlds other than, you know, the leads, the series leads that you'd like to see? You know, like, well, other than the series leads, you know, because those are the obvious
yes,
answers.
Roger Corby, Dr. Corby.
What about like
He's that
Janice
guy.
Rand? Wouldn't
Oh,
Janice Rand be
yeah.
great?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd love to see I'd love to see Roger Corby in any way that made their relationship in any way fathomable.
How
Like,
did you
what's
win
the
this
draw
awesome
with
award?
Corby? Yeah, like why is he good?
I mean, my headcanon has always been just that she was heartbroken from Spock stuff and just said yes. But I really don't want that to be it.
Yeah,
She
especially
deserves
knowing,
more.
like based on what we know of her in Strange New Worlds, like, yeah, she's more than that.
I would also like to know what they would do with Janice Rand's hair.
It's a very good point.
Absolutely.
I wonder, would it be checkered like it is in TOS?
It does take place a few years before TOS, so they could modernize it for our eyes and still explain it canonically and say, well, she gets the weird ass beehive thing later, right?
Yes, but I'd be curious if they would use it.
I hope not. I can't.
She's in the motion picture like briefly, but it's her hair is still big. It's just different.
And then when she's
the
in
poor
Voyager, she has like that cool bob.
Yeah, the poor camera department's going to be like, we got to create all this extra headroom. It doesn't. The shot doesn't. It ruins the shot. Like, do you cut off half the hair, or do you like?
It's also
do
like, what does a
of...
yeoman do? Are they really just like there to give everybody coffee?
That would be great to
Which
expand
I
on that,
mean is a
actually.
good job.
No, to
Yeah.
expand
That's the
on
important job,
that.
what they do.
So,
Yeah.
looking it up, it's somebody holding and cultivating a small landed estate. A servant in a royal or noble household, ranking between a sergeant. Okay, they got to update the title too. Get the heck out of here with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's based on a yeoman from
Here it
like the
is.
Navy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where
because
this is
of
what we
Gene
know it from.
Roddenberry.
Very good, hard, and valuable work that someone does, especially to support a cause, to help a team. Here we go. What is the job of yeoman? Okay, you're right. So this is more military. I found that better description. The yeomen perform clerical and personnel security and general administrative duties, including
Oh.
typing and filing, prepare and route correspondence and reports, maintain records, publications, and service records, council office personnel on administrative, that seems to be the key word, administrative matters, perform administrative support for shipboard legal. So that would be a great character to have. Can you imagine?
Well,
She's
especially if
radar.
it's not a sexy woman, like turning all the
Yeah.
gunshots on the bridge. I think that's a really great opportunity
Yeah.
to like help flesh that out more.
Yeah.
Even though,
I
I
agree.
mean, it's amazing. I mean, yeah.
You've seen MASH, right?
Yeah.
That's radar.
A
That's
few
basically
episodes.
radar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's like the colonel's side guy, not side
Yep.
guy. You know what I mean? And then he's got all the filing cabinets. He's doing all the
Also,
paperwork.
like Yeoman Rand and the other yeoman on TOS, they know everything that's going on the ship, and they know so much
Yes.
more than they're portrayed to because they are like privy to
Exactly.
everything, and they always
Gossip.
like anticipate people's needs. So they clearly like know everything at all times. So I would like to see some episodes where also like the yeoman can like save the day.
Hang on a
That's
second.
awesome.
Are we talking about Yeoman Seagull here right now? Because if this person has her finger on the pulse and
Wait a
knows
minute.
everything and is watching everything and be like, actually, what you said last week, if I remember correctly, but that would be such a fun character to have. That would be somebody that she almost would have her own duties to do. She wouldn't necessarily need to be on the bridge. It's almost like she's her own boss, right? She's out, she's watching this, she's filing these things, she's working on these things and organizing these things. Sometimes she's on the bridge, sometimes she's on or in engineering, or sometimes she's just in her office working, being like, leave me alone, I'm busy. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
And you see it in Yeoman Rand, like in that Voyager episode. Like clearly she understands like what the meaning of things is, like T for Sulu. Underlying everything, she's like aware of everything going on. It's just like it'd be nice to see it without having to like fill in the gaps and do the headcanon yourself.
So our good friend Matt Boardman, who by the way designed this excellent graphic behind all of us and before you, he says, yes, we need a yeoman seagull. But we also need a yeoman Rand in Strange New Worlds. That would be so fun. But anyway, are there any other characters in Strange New Worlds that we would like to see from original series? I want to see them all, honestly.
I mean, all of them, but I think me and it's not that it's just me. The Roger Corby situation is just such a what the F. So
yeah, like big time.
No. We should get characters from the animated series.
Yes. Yes. I was just thinking, I want to see a Cation.
Yeah, but they were after the
other...
original series, not before. So that's going to be tough.
But still, you would think there was other alien species in Star Trek at the time. They didn't just
could be
appear.
A different Cation, right? It could be a different Cation or a different Efrosion. What's the one? Vandosian? What's the one that Eric's is? Somebody help me out in the live chat.
Oh, with the
Edosian
and
Eric's with the three. He's got the three arms and three legs.
Yeah.
3 legs, and he spends a lot of money on deodorant because he has
And he's got
50% more
really
pit.
long
Nice.
Maybe
neck
like
and
Bones. I feel like I need to know more about Bones, and then, but obviously he's a main character. But then like Nancy, and also like when he met
What about-
Dax's previous host.
oh, that would be funny.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But what about Phillips?
Oh.
Wasn't it Dr. Phillips or something?
Oh, Bryce.
Price?
Bryce.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember when people
Oh yeah,
were
remember when he
guessing
was
that
on the
Jeff
Laffy
Combs?
Awards? Oh,
Yeah.
Remember when people were saying Jeff Combs should play him?
I'm still
Yeah.
That would
saying
have been
that.
so cool. Yeah, it might happen.
Hmm.
That was one Trek fans edition that made it to the Laffy Awards voting. Favorite moment of the cage, Dr. Bryce prescribing a martini.
Dr. Price. Yeah.
Good knowledge.
But I mean, now that I'm watching I've watched TOS. I'm just so amazed by the work that did go into Discovery and Strange New Worlds and like filling
Oh,
in
yeah.
gaps. And like, I mean, adding Sam Kirk is just such a stroke of genius.
Right.
Like, now that I saw Operation Annihilate, I'm like, this is just amazing.
Mhm.
It's Dr. Boyce, if
Boyce,
I
sorry,
believe.
sorry.
Boyce,
I was
yeah.
thinking of Bryson Reeves. I always get
Mhm.
Bryce and Boyce confused now too. Yes.
Yeah.
I think his name was Phil for some reason.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
I think it is
It
Phil
is
Boyce.
Phil.
I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
Let me
So
look it
I
up.
wasn't
Wow, we know
wrong.
his first name.
Yeah. Dr.
They're on a
Phil
first name
is-
basis. Dr. Phil.
That's what I thought he was Dr. Phil. That's
Oh
what
my
I
God.
read.
There's already Phil Phlox.
Yep. Phil Phlox,
other
everybody,
Dr. Phil.
joined on Star Trek and Chill just a few days ago. So everybody, you can just click on the Virtual TrekCon YouTube link just right below this video. And when this video is over, and go check that out because that guy is raucous. He's got a lot to
much
say.
fun.
Mhm.
John Billingsley, aka Dr. Phlox, Phil Phlox.
My face still hurts.
Hilarious.
All right. Here's another interesting nut to crack, everybody. Check this out. Now, everybody that knows me knows I'm a huge, Sex and the City fan.
Mm.
This article reads, Kim Cattrall's only
I love
Star
this
Trek
article.
complaint was about a lack
Mhm.
of leg. Well, she should have met Eric's. He has an extra one.
Ah.
Actually, I
Way to
did
tie that
love.
together.
Thank you. I did love Kim Cattrall in Big Trouble Little China. One of the best and most quotable movies ever.
Not Mannequin?
He's so good in
Nah.
Mannequin.
I love that movie.
Nah.
Oh, come on.
Mannequin and Splash are kind of in the same boat as
Mm.
for me.
Mm.
So what's up with this one, Melissa Longo? Oh, whoa, she was in the Police Academy movies.
Yes, yes.
That's so cool. I forgot about that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a winner she is.
Yes, well, it talks about how in the Police Academy movie with Steve Guttenberg's character asks Kim Cattrall's character to show some leg, and then and it turns out that she didn't initially, but then ends up in a pair of really short shorts that shows off her legs of her own volition.
Mhm.
And then Kim Cattrall in Star Trek wanted to wear the mini dresses that were in the original series because she really likes her legs. So that was her main complaint about working on Star Trek, because she felt that the uniforms were a little bit too boxy and not, she wanted to be a bit more feminine. So she had them tighten up her uniform a bit and cinch in the waist so that she looked like a woman and not just a shape, so that was kind of fun.
Some of those uniforms are very stiff.
Yeah.
By the way, everybody in the live chat, we have a new poll. The question is, what was the best Police Academy movie? 1, 2, 3, or 4+? Because I know there was a fifth. I think there was Police Academy 6. I think it may have stopped at 6.
And why was Hightower your favorite?
Oh, Jones was my favorite.
Oh, Jones was
Jones,
fun.
Jones and Tackleberry, right? Tackleberry was the guy
Tackleberry.
played by that guy with the permed Kirk look.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Jones was the guy that made the fun sound effects. He was amazing. I think for me, the best one was Police Academy 3. I think that was New Recruits, maybe. Cracked me up. Slayed me.
I've never seen a Police Academy movie.
Oh, they're so fun.
Somehow.
It's so
but
good.
I do know
It's
that
so
George Gaines, who played Henry Warnemont, who was Punky Brewster's adopted father, was in the
Punker.
police. Yeah, he was in the
Punker.
Police Academy. I know that.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
I think he
Punky
used his
power.
ear as a pencil sharpener in that movie. Didn't
Probably.
I remember one moment in one of the movies where the captain was washing his hair and his shampoo got replaced with super glue, and then he got
Yes, and he got stuck there. And he had to
The
like
80s were a
walk
wild
out
time, folks.
in his sudsy nudity, I think.
Yes. Oh, anyway, Police Academy's good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, bring it back. We need a Police Academy 8 or whatever is next. So that's the poll in the live
Definitely.
chat right now, everybody. There are a lot of people though right now that are like Jenny and Amory. They're like, can we just get back? I've never seen it. Maybe I'll watch it someday, but wasn't that from like the 80s? Can we get beyond that, please?
The Matt Boardman. Note to self: never fall asleep at the beach in a Police Academy movie.
I don't understand that reference. I don't remember that gag.
There's always there was I know it was good, but I don't know. I'm still thinking of the shampoo.
Okay. So anyway, that's Police Academy, everybody. We're going to end that poll and we are going to move on to the next item. Kim Cattrall was amazing, though, in Big Trouble, Little China.
6.
It's all in the reflexes.
Yeah.
So the answer to Best Police Academy movie, 6% said 4+, 6% said 3, 40% said 2, and 46% said 1. Wow. I'm definitely in the minority there. I thought 3 was the best.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
had no idea.
So check this out. Speaking of Phil Phlox, from our good friends over at screenrant.com, John Billingsley says,
So these are just some quick hits because I think it's fun to know like when people have upcoming projects. So I was shocked to see that John Billingsley has an upcoming project for a new sci-fi movie.
Yeah, especially him basically, he's like, I'm retired, I don't do anything. You know.
Just like, man, this amazing charity.
What's the new sci-fi
it's called The
project?
Shift, I guess.
Ooh.
This is a John Orfiola tidbit of information. Yeah.
Good catch, John. Good stuff there. It is great to know. We're always excited whenever you see a Star Trek actor either in something old that now you recognize them or some new project that they've moved on from.
Yeah, I just heard
excited.
Netflix just dropped this show, Carol and the End of the World. That's a cartoon, and I heard Fred Tatasciore in it. And then
he's freaking everywhere.
He's everywhere. It's so good. And then I also saw Sid City put out an article that Sid is actually going to be in Foundation season 3.
Oh, right, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's has a as a more of a regular role, I think, in season 3, if I remember correctly. Series regular, yes.
Unbelievable. So that's the article right there, sidcity.net. They're like, hey, if Sid is in the news, we're gonna be the one blowing it out.
Love that.
So that's pretty cool. Good job there. Alexander Siddig joins Foundation season 3 as a series regular. Apple TV announced today via Deadline that Alexander Siddig will be a new series regular for Foundation Season 3. This is the project Sid was filming in Europe before the SAG-AFTRA strike interrupted production.
That's
So this
so
is really
awesome.
cool.
Between that and the fact that it's based on an Isaac Asimov book, I'm like,
Yeah.
I might have to start watching it.
That dude's big time. Isaac Asimov. So is Sid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So one final thing, everybody, before we move forward into another item or two, is from our favorite website entitled interestingengineering.com. Everybody, we always go to that website. It says quantum-inspired tech teleports data with light, like Star Trek. Quote, now it is possible to teleport information so that it never physically travels across the connection. A Star Trek technology made real. Okay. This is confusing to me.
It's yes, it's a bit over my head, but
Uh-huh.
it's pretty awesome because they're dealing with 15 different dimensions on a quantum level, so that they're using light to send things to each other. So I guess it's more difficult to intercept as far as piracy goes, but it's easier to clone the thing that you're sending.
Right, it's talking about
Um,
quantum optics. Whoa,
Yeah.
so rather than encoded ones and zeros, we're talking about something called quantum optics now. This is really
Optics is
interesting.
optics.
So
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Let's read a tiny bit more on this because this is very interesting. So, Dr. Adam Valles from ICFO Barcelona stated that this experiment shows the feasibility of the process, moving further advances in the nonlinear optics community they have their own community, nerds, by pushing the limits towards a full quantum implementation. We have to be cautious. Oh, quote, we have to be cautious now, as this configuration could not prevent a cheating sender from keeping better copies of the information to be teleported, which means we could end up with many Mr. Spock clones in the Star Trek world if that is what Scotty wanted. Okay, yeah, this is over my head. It sounds like an episode, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are they
yeah.
basically saying that they have like access to other
Hollywood.
dimensions?
Yeah, well, they're talking about working with different dimensions. I was like, whoa, what?
I thought it was still theoretical. I didn't know it was
I
actually like we're
know,
just
I
we're just
know.
doing that now. Okay. All
Yeah.
Well,
right.
here's how it closed out. He added, quote, from a practical point of view, the configuration that we currently demonstrate can already be used to establish a high dimensional secure channel for quantum communications between two parties, provided that the protocol does not need to be fed with single photons, as would be the case for quantum repeaters. In English, Poindexter, if you know what I'm saying, right?
I know,
Right?
where's Dexter Aaron McDonald when
Yeah.
you need her?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of data, can we borrow you for a second? Felt
Yeah.
like that was a data
Wow.
line for sure.
Yeah, we need some physicists. Any physicists in the live chat?
Yeah. Okay. So
My
everybody in the
grandma,
live
she
chat,
worked on the atom bomb.
That's
everybody
so
in the live
awesome.
chat, let us know. The poll is, did you understand that?
Well, to be fair, it wasn't like a really good tidbit of information. It was just like the catchy Star Trek mention.
Mhm.
We'd have to read the Nature Communications article.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So the question is, did you understand that in the live chat? That's the poll. The answers are yup or I sure wanted to. All right. Let's talk about this week. So, yesterday, we released on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel our full review of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 21, Peak Performance. That's this one, Stratagema, with that Zach Dorn, whose name I can never remember.
Rami.
Kohlrami.
Yeah.
Yep. So
What's
check
his
that
first
out. The
name? Seema? No, I'm making that up.
something like that. No, it's something like that.
So, good question.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
so
gonna
everybody
look it up.
check that out, and you will be introduced to him. And Srock Lofton and myself, we review that entire episode. The full review is available right now on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, go to the Falling Tower YouTube channel. We are doing, of course, this is December. We're doing Family Month. Dr. Muhammad Noor and I are reviewing, oh dear, Little House on the Prairie. You couldn't be more Family Month than Little House on the Prairie. No, it's not just a joke or a meme that people talk about. It's an actual show based on a book
Or
or
English
diary or
Louder.
something like that.
Books.
So check that out. Grab your friends, grab your family, watch our
Hour and a
discussion.
half pilot.
Yeah, it's kind of long.
Amazing.
Check that out. That is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. Then Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we've got a goodie coming up for you. No spoilers, but we got a goodie coming up for you. Check that out. Stay tuned for that. Then on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, come right back to this channel, grab your beverage, grab your chill, and join us for Star Trek and Chill Live. We're going to talk about Star Trek. We're going to chill. It's going to be nuts. And then, boy, that's almost Christmas, isn't it? Then on Sunday, yeah, that'll be nice. Hot cocoa for everybody.
Yay.
Then on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, go to the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. And what already? Yeah, watch our first segment review of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 1, Evolution. We have finally set foot into The Next Generation, Season 3, and Sirach Lofton can finally start to decide that maybe Next Generation isn't that bad, because he doesn't. Everybody keeps saying it gets better, but he hasn't seen it yet. We're like 50 episodes in, and he's like, which one gets better? Shades of Grey? What are we talking about? When does it get better?
They're gonna have callers. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. So everybody check that out. Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Does Sirach suddenly love The Next Generation when Season 3 starts? Find out.
We will shortly.
Oh,
Season 3 is awesome.
we'll see.
It really,
And then
really is.
rewind a bit to Friday, this coming Friday. During Star Trek and Chill, we will be closing the Lappy Awards voting officially. So
What?
check that out. Ooh and
You just
ah
said
with
it was
us.
at 11:59 p.m.
Whatever.
earlier. We already changed it
No.
on the form.
It's 11:59 somewhere. Well, it'll be the ceremony of
Okay.
close. It'll be a ceremonious closing.
Okay. It'll
Of
be
the-
observed.
Yeah, it'll be like the British with they have like
Yeah.
a big hat and like a
Okay.
rifle or something, but it's a
Okay.
ceremonious
Okay.
rifle. I don't think they actually like shoot things,
Okay,
and
perfect.
I don't think that hat really does anything other than, I don't know.
Biscuits
know.
instead of
Cute.
cookies.
Jenny's actually pretty close to the UK.
I mean, closer than you, comparatively.
What is, everybody in the live chat, make your best guess. What state in the United States of America is the closest to the continent of Africa? What state out of the 50 United States of America is the closest in proximity to the continent of Africa? All right, Melissa Longo, can you tell everybody where they can find you online?
At Melissa Longo on social media, Malissa, and theintrovertedrepublic.com at Walking Art Made by Melissa, and Walking Art Made by Melissa on patreon.com. There's a new chapter that just dropped this morning, really late, early this today. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. So yeah, it's late.
Got it. Jenny R. Johnson, can you tell everybody where they can find you online?
Well, on most social media platforms, you can find me at Jenny R. Johnson Art. On the Dead Parrot, you can find me at Jenny R. Johnson. And on my website, which is jennyrjohnson.com, I want to remind everyone that I have a newsletter. And you can sign up for it there. And I send out one email a month. I don't spam anybody. I just tell you what I'm doing, throw in some pictures. It's great fun. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I VIP addressed your newsletter. It's so good.
That's so
I always get a star next to it.
So amazing.
Quality newsletter.
Very
so
nice.
Awesome.
I'm going to go sign up for that. That's at jennyrjohnson.com. All right. Easy to remember. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, aka Yeoman Siegel, aka the walking exclamation point.
That's awesome.
Where can people find you online other than yeomansiegel.org?
Anne-Marie Siegel 1 on Twitter.
And everybody, you can find me online on Twitter at Ryan TG Husk. Once again, that's at Ryan TG Husk, or just Virtual TrekCon, The Seventh Rule, or Falling Tower on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube. You can also listen to us wherever podcasts are found, so please be sure you do that. Everybody watching on YouTube, go find us, Virtual TrekCon, super easy, and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're listening in, come over to youtube.com, Virtual TrekCon, youtube.com/Virtual TrekCon, super easy, and subscribe to us there. Everybody wants to know the answer to the question, did you understand that? The 60% of you said, I sure wanted to. That article was fun because it made us all feel smarter reading it, but it also was kind of confusing. But I think I got it. I don't know. The answer to the more important question, which is, what state is the closest to the continent of Africa? Those of you that said Maine are correct. It's so weird because it's so far north. We don't think that it's close to Africa. We think Africa is more along the lines latitudinally of South America, but it's not. It's actually really close to the contiguous United States. Europe is more aligned with Canada.
Yeah.
And so Maine, which comes out the most eastward, is actually the closest to Morocco.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fun. Weird.
Huh.
Geography's awesome.
A lot of weird stuff out there, you know? Like
Well, I learned the northernmost part of Brazil is closer to Canada than it is to the southernmost part of Brazil.
Yeah.
How weird
the whole
is
thing.
that?
The whole thing where the southern part of the globe is like shrunk on maps is crazy.
Speaking of Brazil, do you know that almost the entirety of South America is east of Florida?
That's really interesting. I mean, I guess, like
almost the entirety of South America is east of Florida.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird?
That's cool.
And if you want to go from the Caribbean to the Pacific Ocean, you actually have to go east through the Panama Canal.
Yeah,
because it curves in. Anyway, whatever. We're losing people by the second, including Anne-Marie.
For more geography facts, see us next week.
This is all verifiable, everybody. This is all verifiable. Well, yeah.
Chuck A says Carlos from South America.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Way to bring it back.
All right. Thanks very much. Robert Kaiser says, well, as I said, it depends on what you count as part of Africa. I mean, like the continental part, not like the islands, like the, what are the ones that are Canary Islands? Like we're not counting that, for example. Anyway, that's it for us, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And when you are thinking about Doctor Whom versus For All Mankind, and make sure you tell everybody to vote for the Lappy Awards. Put it on the main viewer. Thanks, guys.
Mm.
That was fun.